Say, hey, what's up, guys? Rob here again, and just give me a quick update as what was going on with the DSM. Now, in my earlier video, I did a boost leak test, found some boost leaks at the blow-off valve and at the throttle body. Fixed both of those. We're still having the same issue that we've been having, where it'll crank but won't start. You spray some starting fluid, fires right up. So I know I'm getting fuel because it runs and is fine. I checked the timing. I've checked all the connectors. I've actually replaced quite a few. I went through and checked all the fuel injectors and I checked the casts and I've checked everything and everything's working and totally fine. So I assumed that it had to be somewhere else in the air intake system. I had to be leaking air somewhere, right? So my last bet was the throttle body, and now I found a couple things I just want to go over with you guys real quick. So let's start with my throttle body right here. And you can see I got some brand new liquid gasket on here. So this is your idle air control for your DSM, right? There's a motor here, and then there's a basically heat activated spring and valve there. Coolant runs through here. A lot of guys block this off. Some guys just loop the coolant line. Sorry, in the way. Anyway, so I figured that might have failed, that there might be something wrong there. And so when I went to take the screws out, I found out that all of these screws here were all very, very loose. And the previous liquid gasket here wasn't actually sealed against anything. It fell right off when I took the loose screws out. So I was definitely leaking some air there. And then I discovered down here, and so I know you guys give me shit all the time for being a cheap ass, but the block off plate for this is like $50. So fuck that. Anyway, so I put some weld on the inside of the track here, where the EGR, and this is exhaust is returning into the system here. So as you can see, this is where it comes in. I know, I'm sorry, my light's kind of flaring everything up there. Let's switch it here. There we go, that's better. So you can see right up in here, and that's where the exhaust has been coming. You can see it's leaking in there. Now that's what it'll normally look like on normal, operation vehicle with the EGR and all that hooked up. But mine's supposed to be blocked off, so that shouldn't be there. This was all brand new and clean. So I made myself a new EGR block off plate. You can see that little piece of metal sticking up in between there. You leave the regular gasket, you just cut a small thin piece of sheet metal and you bolt that back on. And that'll fully block that off now. For whatever reason, the welds didn't work. I didn't feel like making that small plate earlier when I did this. I guess I just should have done that to begin with, but I figured the weld was going to hold, and it did not. So there's that. We're going to get this thing put back together, and it just kind of sucks. We've replaced, as you see, I got brand new connector here for the cast because that was cracked and broken. A brand new connector here for the idle air control motor. And these came from Ohm Racing. For any DSM guys out there looking for connectors for stuff that's broken, they have it for all the DSMs. And then there was a few other vehicles. I wasn't paying attention. I was focused on trying to get these. But these are great quality. The wiring's nice. I like that I can get it in a pigtail, or I can get it as just a blank plug. And they're high quality. I like them. So yeah. Earlier I said we had a problem with the blow-off valve, and it looks kind of silly because I kind of RTV'd the shit out of it. So we were debating on our last live video what I should do with this, and because it is an expensive blow-off valve, and I didn't want to buy a new expensive one, although maybe I should. I kind of was just going to buy a cheap one, but basically this is what I found out, and this is why I did what I did. There's an O-ring in here, okay? And that's pretty much where it was leaking from. So this, I just kind of got carried away. Whatever. I'm worried about boost leaks. Leave me alone. So basically what I did is I replaced the O-ring, put a thin layer RTV inside, put it on, got it fitted onto the car where this position was going to be, and then RTV'd around that again, just to make sure that all leaked. And same on the throttle body, because this piece was leaking right here against the throttle body, right? So put a new gasket, a little bit of sealant, and that all held. I boost leaked tested all that to 40 psi. All that held. So I'm totally okay with where I'm at with that repair. Hopefully, though, that with this having not been sealed and having not been sealed and the screws being loose, hopefully that, and the EGR, all that stuff is fixed now. Hopefully that'll fix our problem. I'll be going live earlier, and we're just gonna give it a shot and see if she starts. So be sure to join me later on today, guys.